Okay, folks, here is the video that is going to go over this humerus homework with you. So hopefully you had a chance to go through your notes and you were able to try this homework before just listening to me go over the answers. So the first thing you always want to do when you're looking at bones, any bones, including the humerus, is figure out what view am I looking at? Is this a right or a left? Get your bearings before you proceed, because if you think you're looking at the front and it's the back, you're going to start to get stuff wrong. So I'm also going to review, in addition to the answers to this homework, how do you tell if it's a front or a back, a left or a right, etc. So let's look at this whole picture. I'm using my Smart Notebook software, so if it seems a little different, that's why. We can see most of it there. Look, I'm seeing right away, this is the medial epicondyle, this huge lump at the bottom. So immediately I know this direction on this compass is going to be medial, this direction on this compass is going to be medial, and obviously at that point we can figure out that the other side opposite it is going to be lateral. So maybe we can go ahead and fill these in as we go over it. Is this going to work for me? Can I type in here? I can. There we go. Medial, whoops, let me spell it right. Epicondyle. That's going to be kind of annoying, but I'll fill a couple in as we go. Maybe I will move it to the right spot. There we go. Maybe I'll just fill in the most important ones. Okay, so we know medial and lateral sides. Obviously, this end is going to be proximal and this end is going to be distal. And also we talked about in class how you can interchange superior and inferior with these. Technically, when you're looking at an arm bone, you really should use proximal and distal. So proximal, distal, proximal, distal. What view? And here's where people get a little trouble with the humerus. There's two ways that you can do it. You know the head of the humerus has to be medial because it's going to face the glenoid fossa. So there's the head and there's the head there. So let me go ahead and add that one in. Maybe. Humerus, there we go. I look for the lesser tubercle because I know it's on the anterior surface and I don't see it over here. There's the greater for sure. And so that's also the greater. There's the lesser there. So I know this is an anterior view. But if you're having trouble, I know you haven't seen the actual bones yet. If you're having trouble and saying like, I just really don't see that, let's scroll down to the bottom. And let's look at these. Capitulum and trochlea area. There's definitively 3 little bumps down here, and I always think they look like little mini marshmallows in a row. That's anterior. We don't see the 3 over here, so that means all we're seeing is trochlea right here. No capitulum, so that's a posterior view. So this side over here is going to be posterior. This side over here is going to be anterior view. Okay, and we'll work out lefts and rights once we get the answers down. All right, so let me write in a couple of these answers. I'm going to try to do this quickly. Greater tubercle there. And where did I see that lesser tubercle here? There. If I can move it to the right spot. Come on. You know I love my technology. Okay, well you get the idea. And so then we got one left. What is this going to be in here? Well, it's right at the edge of the head of the humerus, and so I know that this one is going to be the anatomical neck. Okay, now that I'm figured out this is my front view, this is my back view, I can see greater tubercle and lesser tubercle. What is this groove called in between? It's known as the Intertubercular Groove. Yes, you will need to learn how to spell that. Intertubercular groove. Now, maybe you remember, why was this called the anatomical neck and not just the neck? Well, because this, as the diaphysis begins, the epiphysis ends and kind of gets narrow, this section is often broken in the humerus, and it became known as the surgical neck. So how can a bone have 2 necks? It's kind of weird, but this is really more of a clinician term, and this is more of the actual anatomical neck of the bone. All right, let's scroll down. There's only one thing that this could be, and it's got to be the deltoid tuberosity. Tuberosity. Remember, that's a rough and raised projection for muscle attachment. And down on the tricky end. Let's see, I got my medial epicondyle. I know that's got to be lateral opposite it. So let's just double check. It's going over there. Yes, lateral epicondyle on the outside. Another easy way to tell medial and lateral. Remember, medial is huge. We call it your funny bone. So let's remember, this is our anterior view, and so we're going to have a capitulum and a trochlea. We have to decide which one's which. So if this is anterior and this is medial, put your hand out in the anatomical position. Which bone of the forearm is going to be medial? That's going to be on the pinky side, right? And that's the ulna. So the ulna is going to match up underneath the trochlea. So this guy right here is the trochlea. And let's double check. Can I see it easily on the back, like a little bow tie back there? Yes, I can. So that's trochlea. Put that there. That means the other doodad, articular cartilage, knuckle-like bump over here, is the capitulum. And notice no line going to the back because it would be kind of on the other side of the bone, but we can't view it. So here's capitulum, capitulum. That'll meet up with the radius. And I don't know if I can write on this, can I? Let me try to choose my pen. This is going to be horribly messy, but here's where the radius would sit. And here's where the ulna, big U, would sit. Okay. That'll also help us when we try to determine what side of the body we're on. All right, we got some left. Now that we know capitulum, here's where the radius would fit. We should have a radial fossa right here. It doesn't look like they're asking for it. So I'm going to write that in. Maybe. Radial fossa will be a little shallow depression right here. I'm just going to say RF because this takes forever. Radial fossa, that would be there. So what is that? It's not the radial fossa, it's got to be the other one. And again, this will make more sense when we get to the lower arm. It's called the coronoid. Coronoid fossa. Oops, I just totally spelled that wrong. There we go. Coronoid, give me that fossa. There we go. And then we have one left. So it's not the coronoid fossa, it's not the radial fossa. What the heck is this huge fossa on the back? And it really is, in real life, easier to tell than on this diagram, I promise. That's called the olecranon fossa. So let me just move that into place. Want it to look perfect. There we go, perfect. So we said posterior view over here, anterior view over here. Is this a right or a left? Well, you've got to kind of rotate, either put yourself in that position or rotate this in your mind. Pretend someone is standing in front of you, whatever you got to do. This can be very tricky for some people. But I'm looking at this and all I see is a left. This way is medial and it's the front. So the only way that this could be, the only type of bone this could be is if, let me pretend that a person is on this page. Here's their head, here's their shoulder blade, and their arm is hanging down. Okay, happy face. Oh, that's awesome. So then their thumb would be over here eventually, and their little, wow, this looks just like a hand, doesn't it? Their hand would be over there, and we would be in the anatomical position, right? Ribs, ribs. I'm such a good artist. So this would be a left humerus. Same for this side. Lastly, I'm going to ditch this, I think, and let's take a look at this. Bear with me. I want to, is this going to work? Haha, there we go. So this is the humerus bone, and actually I'm going to zoom in on the top because I don't, bear with me. Whoa, too much, too much. Sorry guys, you know me in technology. Get down here. Okay, so here's the greater tubercle, here's the intertubercular groove, here's the lesser tubercle, this is a right arm, here's the head. Okay, that's an anterior view. You can see that groove. Note we do not have that on the posterior view, right arm. Head, you can actually kind of see the edge of where the cartilage would be. Anatomical neck. Greater tubercle, but the lesser's around the corner. Can't see it. Final picture, where is it? Here. This is a really good one actually. Right arm anterior view. There's the capitulum. There's the trochlea, looks like a little spool. Trochlea on the back again. Look at this big olecranon fossa. I don't know if you can tell. There's the olecranon fossa. This would be the coronoid fossa, radial fossa, lateral epicondyle, medial epicondyle. Medial epicondyle in the back, lateral. Okay, medial epicondyle lets you know it's the medial side, and the lesser tubercle lets you know you're looking at anterior. And the head obviously is medial as well. So you've got to use your clues to figure out if you're looking at a right or left and what your orientation is. All right, end of the video. Have a great day.